let me show you another program which I already wrote here. Look at this, what I have tried here. Here I have tried something different. Okay, what I've done, I thought I will not write them in the form of a string. I will write in the form of a list. Okay, what I've done, look at this. I've imported the module pickle. I opened it exactly the same way, what I told you. Okay, and this is what I was talking about, that I will take a loop to write multiple data. Here also I've taken, look at this, name and age. But what I have done, look at this, with this name and age, I have taken a blank list here called EMP. Fine. I have taken a blank list here, EMP. Now here I am writing when the name and age are input by the user, what am I doing? I'm doing emp.append. That means it will add up some values like an elements. And a new element will be added to the list. And how am I adding it? I'm adding it like a list itself. So what do you say? It will become a case of, definitely it will become a case of nested list, okay, where every element will become a list, and that smaller list will contain the name of a person and the age of a person. So since it's a list, I don't need to convert anything like in the previous case. I did not convert anything at all. Fine. And then I'm writing it like pickle.dump. Again, the syntax is same. EMP, the list which I made, and F means the file object. So what I wanted, why I wanted to show you this program, that it is not always necessary that I can write like a string onto a binary file. I can write like a list also. A list containing some elements can also be written or can also be dumped into a file. And then I said, basically this you can easily make out. This technique I showed you in text file also. It's just to make the loop go on. I took a variable comp, and if user wants to give more values, then I said to continue. Okay, to continue, fine. You press basically Y, then the loop continues. Okay. Now what I have done, look at this. This part is interesting. I've closed the file and I opened the file again to read from it. Now when I'm trying to read from it, look at this. I have many values here. Okay. I have many elements in the list, right? Because I wrote it down, wrote the data down like the elements of a list. That means I will have many values to fetch from. How did I read the file? Look at this. It's a very different kind of a technique. I just wrote a loop while true so that it comes in. And here comes the try except block. Try except block, if you remember, you learned in class 11. What happens in try except block? You write under the try block the program, normal programming lines. Fine. And if any error occurs, whenever you are trying to expect an error to happen, that error ones are written under except line. Okay. Now, what am I doing? Look at this here. I'm trying to do the reading job here. P equal to pickle.load F. That means P is a list, right? So one list I will try to read. Now, if the data is there in the binary file, then only P will be able to fetch some data, right? I'm repeating again. If some data is written onto the binary file, then only P will be able to fetch the data. Okay. Now imagine there are 3 sets of values. I finished reading all of them. After that, what value P will fetch? P will not be able to store any data because load will not be able to fetch anything from the file because the file is finished. You have collected all the data from there. So in that case, we say that the file has reached end of file. Okay, it's the end of file we have reached. So when the end of file is reached, there is no more data required left out. So what will happen in that case? In that case, this reading process will generate an error. And that error basically, the moment that error will come, what will happen? The except block will break the loop. So the loop will discontinue. And you can see here the print P will print basically all the elements of the list. So let us see if I run the program, what happens. I already saved the program for you. Now if I run the program, look at this, what's happening. Enter the name. So I entered the name like a name I have entered, age of the person I have done. Okay, I wanted to continue. Fine. Again, I entered a name. I put his age. Fine. And I wanted to continue. Another person's name I wrote, and his age also I wrote. Fine. Now I don't want to continue anymore, so I pressed the Q. So look at this, how the display is coming. The display is basically all the elements of the list, but all the elements basically are shown together. That means all the data got dumped into, let us go back to the program, all the data got dumped into this P. So when you write p.pickle.load, it basically keeps on accumulating different elements of the list, and when you put them together, it puts together. I can show you a small experiment here. Remove the loop. Just see what happens. If you remove the loop here, I'm just putting this thing comment line entry so that you can make out. And I wrote p.pickle load this statement only once. What happens in this case? So obviously in this case, it will not be able to read the entire data that is there on the file. So I will run the program once again. Okay. Now here, say my first name is this, fine, yes. My second name is this, and my third name is this. Okay, look at this. Here only the first name is displayed. Only the first data, that is the first element of the list is displayed. Second element and the third element did not come. So you probably now you can make out what is the necessity of the loop. The loop is definitely required here. Fine. So let it be up to this in this video. In the next video, I will discuss another question with you.